Hello, have you ever felt your life undergo a major shift every 7 years? A new job, a new relationship, or even a completely different perspective on the world? Today, we'll explore the 7-year cycle of human life. An idea that suggests every 7 years, we enter a new phase filled with challenges and opportunities. From ancient philosophy to modern psychology, we'll uncover why this cycle matters and how you can harness it for personal growth. Join me on this deep dive. And if you enjoy thought-provoking content like this, don't forget to subscribe and share this video. So, what exactly is the 7-year cycle? This concept dates back centuries, originating with ancient Greek philosophers like Hippocrates, who believed humans develop through 7-year stages, both physically and mentally. In medieval Europe, scholars link the number 7 to maturity, inspired by biblical references like the 7 days of creation. But it's not just ancient philosophy. In Western astrology, the influence of Saturn is key, particularly the Saturn Return, a period every 29.5 years when we face major life changes. Broken down, every 7 years, we experience a turning point. What about science? While there's no definitive proof that life changes precisely every 7 years, studies show our bodies regenerate cells, like skin or liver cells, over roughly 7 to 10 years. And if you think about it, milestones like the age 30 crisis or midlife crisis often align with these 7-year markers. So, what is the 7-year cycle? It's like the natural rhythm of life, a framework to understand the major shifts in our journey. Now, let's explore the main stages of the 7-year cycle. Each stage isn't just a period of time, it's a journey that shapes who we are. Let's walk through them together. In the first stage, the foundation stage, our body and soul develop at their fastest. A child learns to walk, talk, laugh, and explore the world through parents' hugs or backyard games. But it's not just physical growth. This is when you build a sense of safety and trust in the world. For example, picture a 5-year-old learning to ride a bike. They fall, cry, but get back up and try again. Moments like these teach us that failure is part of learning. This stage is like a blank plot of land. Every experience, from love to setbacks, plants seeds for the future. From a psychological perspective, researchers like John Bowlby emphasize that ages 0.7 are critical for forming attachments. How you experience love and security shapes your future relationships. Growing up in a warm environment can give you lifelong confidence. But even if you face challenges, like family instability, later cycles offer chances to heal. Next, we enter the exploration stage. This is when you start asking, who am I? What do I like? You might discover a love for playing the guitar, basketball, or diving into sci-fi books. It's also when you learn to fit in with friends or occasionally argue with parents to assert yourself. Think of a 12-year-old boy joining the school band. He might feel awkward on stage at first, but that experience builds his confidence. Or a girl writing in her diary, capturing dreams and fears. That's how she discovers herself. From a spiritual perspective, this is when you start feeling connected to something bigger. Maybe you gaze at the stars and wonder about the universe or sense something greater than yourself. But this stage has challenges too. You might feel pressure to fit in or face early conflicts with family. These struggles help shape your personality and teach you to rise after setbacks. Now we hit the rebellion stage, where things get complicated. Puberty brings physical changes, and emotions feel like a roller coaster. You want to take charge of your life, maybe choosing a college major, falling in love for the first time, or challenging family rules. Imagine an 18-year-old girl deciding to study art instead of the business degree her parents wanted. She argues, feels misunderstood, but ultimately finds her path. Or a 20-year-old guy going through his first breakup, It's painful but teaches him to love himself. Psychologically, Erik Erikson calls this the stage of identity formation. You experiment, fail, and slowly discover who you are. Spiritually, you might start asking big questions like, what's my purpose? But this stage is risky. Impulsive decisions or feeling lost are common. Yet, these conflicts, with family, friends, or yourself, help you define your core values. Now we enter the building stage. This is when you officially step into adulthood, starting a career, seeking love, or moving to a new city. But reality isn't as dreamy as you hoped. You might work long hours and still feel unfulfilled or face financial stress. Picture a 25-year-old fresh out of college, working at a startup. She stays late, balances career and friends, and sometimes wonders, am I on the right path? Or a 27-year-old guy proposing to his partner, a big leap filled with hope and anxiety. Psychologically, this is when you learn responsibility. Spiritually, you may feel a deeper connection to your purpose, even if you're still searching. The biggest challenge? The clash between dreams and reality. But setbacks, like job failures or heartbreak, build a stronger foundation for the future. From 28 to 35, we enter the reassessment stage, often called the H.30 crisis. This is when you pause and ask, what am I doing with my life? Your job might feel meaningless, or a long-term relationship might not meet your expectations. Consider this story. A 32-year-old accountant quits his stable job to become a mountain guide. He says, I realized I was never truly living for myself. Or a 30-year-old woman goes back to school for psychology, a risky but inspiring move. In astrology, this is the Saturn return, when Saturn forces you to face big choices. Psychologically, you seek deeper meaning, sometimes dismantling what no longer fits. The biggest challenge? Fear of change. But this stage helps you reinvent yourself and find your true path. From 35 to 42, you enter the consolidation stage. You build on what you've achieved, advancing in your career, nurturing a family, or pursuing a big personal goal. You feel more confident but must learn to balance. For example, a 38-year-old becomes a senior manager but realizes they need more time for their kids. Or someone starts mentoring younger colleagues, finding joy in sharing experience. Psychologically, this is when you seek to contribute. How can you leave a mark on the world? Spiritually, you may feel a deeper connection to your community or the universe. The challenge? Balancing work and personal life. Overcoming it brings harmony and clearer purpose. Now you enter the midlife reflection stage, often called the midlife crisis. You face big questions. What have I achieved? How much time do I have left? Picture a 45-year-old man training for his first marathon. He pushes his limits and finds new joy. Or a 47-year-old woman starts meditating, seeking peace after years of busyness. Psychologically, this is about finding meaning. Time feels fleeting, but that motivates reinvention. Spiritually, you connect to something greater, faith, nature, or your legacy. The biggest challenge? Accepting aging, but overcoming it brings wisdom and renewed joy. After 49, you move into later cycles. 49 to 56, 56 to 63, and beyond. These are stages of wisdom. You reflect on your journey, accept the past, and seek deeper meaning. For example, a 55-year-old might write a memoir, sharing life lessons. Or a 60-year-old becomes a volunteer, finding joy in helping others. Psychologically, this is about finding wholeness and reconciling with the past. Spiritually, you may feel part of something eternal. The 7-year cycle is an incredible journey, from first steps to profound reflections in midlife and beyond. Each stage brings challenges but also opportunities to become your best self. Reflect. Where are you in this journey? What lessons will you carry into the next cycle? So, is the 7-year cycle scientifically grounded? Or is it just a spiritual idea? Let's look at both perspectives. Scientifically, while there's no exact proof that life shifts every 7 years, research shows our bodies regenerate cells, like skin or liver, over 7 to 10 years. Psychologists like Erik Erikson note that we go through developmental stages, from identity to societal contribution, that often align with 7-year milestones. Think of the age point 30 or midlife crises. They tend to hit at these points. Spiritually, the number 7 has long held significance. In the Bible, there are the 7 days of creation. In astrology, Saturn influences us every 7 years, especially during the Saturn return at age 30. When we face major changes, the number 7 also appears in mystical systems, like the 7 chakras, symbolizing completion. What's fascinating is that both science and spirituality agree. The 7-year cycle is a way to understand the major shifts in our lives, from body to soul. So, how can you apply the 7-year cycle to your life? No matter your age, understanding this cycle can help you navigate changes and grow. Here are practical tips. First, identify your cycle. Look at your age. What stage are you in? If you're around 30 and feeling lost, you might be in the reassessment stage. Ask yourself, what do I really want? Second, embrace challenges. Struggles, like job loss or self-doubt, aren't obstacles but opportunities to grow. For example, if you're 35 and face a career setback, it could spark a new venture or skill. Third, adapt to change. Life is like a flowing river. Journal, meditate, or talk to a therapist to better understand your experiences. Finally, seek balance. At 21.28, you might focus too much on work and neglect personal life. Learn to balance to avoid burnout. For example, a 40-year-old woman felt her life lacked meaning. She started painting, rediscovered joy, and became an exhibiting artist. Her challenges opened a new journey. What about you? What is your current cycle teaching you? We've explored the 7-year cycle of human life, from curious early years to the age point 30 crisis and profound midlife reflections. Each cycle is a chance to grow, reinvent, and find meaning. Ask yourself, where are you in your journey? What challenges are pushing you to become a better version of yourself? If you loved this video, hit subscribe to catch more episodes. We'll dive into more fascinating philosophy and personal growth topics. Share your story in the comments. What cycle are you in? And what have you learned? Thank you for joining me. Keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode.